When I decided to say yes to JuicePlus business, I was 41. Josh was 11 years old, Quinn was 7, Asher was just a couple months old. I was working, but all the money that I made paid for the babysitters or someone to come clean my house. I was frustrated, I was tired. I felt that I wasn't tapping into my full potential. I didn't really have a game plan for 5, 10 years down the road.
Something I think people don't know about me is that before I started my JuicePlus business, I was working myself to death in pretty much a dead-end career.
I was 24 years old, I was a broke waiter.
I was a single mom and I was broke.
Broke, penniless.
I was a bored and burnt out mom.
I just remember a moment of thinking, is this it? Is this the next 10 years, the next 20 years? And feeling pretty scared and sad.
I found myself at a low point where I was renting a room in this little crappy little apartment, and I was sleeping on the floor on a mattress for $180 a month. And I mean, just so behind on my bills in life, my promises in life, to myself, to my friends, to my family, and so dissatisfied.
When the recession hit is when I was just starting my business, and everything turned upside down, you know, in a minute. I went through a divorce, we lost our house, I was here with my 3 kids. Everything had to change. And if I knew that for everything to change, I had to change. And I had to get serious about this business. It wasn't a hobby, this was our future.
You know, there are some days that are dark when, you know, you don't know how you're going to get through whatever it is. And when that happens, I really turn to my spiritual beliefs. I turn to my higher power.
I like to get outside, I like to get into nature and, you know, just clear my head and focus on what's in front of me.
I certainly get back to the core reason about why I'm doing this and continually remind myself that this business is not only about myself, but it's also about my family, but also the responsibility to help others ultimately achieve their goal.
I know that there are times of struggle. I know there are things that are not always going to go our way, but there is always something good that can come out of it.
I think one of the best gifts of this business is all of the incredible mentors that have gone before us. We get to stand on the shoulders of giants, so many willing and generous mentors that can lend you a hand, that can point you in the right direction.
These amazing people in our JuicePlus community, they believed in me way before I could believe in myself.
It's just been like a tree of life for me to be able to have these relationships in this JuicePlus business that get me through the darkest of times.
The stories that I heard of how other people were able to get through their challenges, those stories inspired me to do more. You know, that inspired me to really start to paint a vision of what was possible. I had to be laser focused. I had to work with intention. I needed to be hungry, hungrier than I've ever been in my life. And I needed to think about my why, my kids, and them being able to have what they needed. I just knew that I had to keep moving forward. And I knew that if I held the faith, I was going to be able to do it.
In our wildest dreams, we never would have believed that we would have the life of freedom that we have today.
In my wildest dreams, I would never imagine that I would be able to build an international business from a country like Uganda.
And I never in a million years would have believed that I could take our entire family on 3 fantastic trips every year.
In my wildest dreams, I never would have believed that I would, number 1, have been able to retire in my 30s from a corporate career. Number 2, been able to retire my husband in his 30s from his corporate career.
The Boys and Girls Club was a home for me as a kid. We were able to sponsor 50 kids. You know, $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year. It's more than 3 times that I made waiting tables, and I'm able to do that.
It's not just about financial freedom, of course that's there, but we've got the freedom to choose and take care of our families like we want to. It's a freedom of options. It's a freedom of personal growth, of getting out of the box, of designing your life.
I never would have believed that I would have this much belief in my potential and what I'm capable of, and that has been the greatest gift of this business. It's all of my dreams come true at once.
If I could say anything to the me 10 years ago, I would say to her, look at that, that's real. Those stories are real, those results are real, that leadership is real. You gotta tune out that noise telling you it's not real, because it is, it's right in front of your eyes.